Hi, I'm Catherine, and I'm going to lead you through the simple details of the start of our inventory management product page. So I'm going to take you through our website. So we have our own proprietary page, and this is where we are now. So if I log out, I can show you right from the start. You'll have your own credentials for being able to get in here. You need your email and password. Once you've got those details entered, you can log in. It'll bring you to this initial page, which has a section here, which is pretty much the only place you can really start to type anything. And this is where you would either enter a part description or an item number. So its preference obviously is an item number, but if you don't know, it will start to search and eliminate products. So we're going to look up as an example today a Kippens item. So I'm not sure of the item number, so I'm going to type in the word Kippen, and that's going to bring up a variety of items here. So I'm going to look at the Kippen comforter in the flamingo design, which is Cocoa. So I've selected the product and press search, or I can press enter, and that will bring up the page for that product. So if I didn't know what that item number was, but I know that Kippens all start with a 3-2 because we have a sequence of numbers, and we'll go through what the criteria is for that and how we come up with our item numbers and which items fall into each category separately. But you'll see that as I start to enter item numbers, it starts to eliminate products as well. So there you go. I can see that Flamingo Cocoa is here as 32102, and I press enter. Now, if I wasn't sure which item I wanted, but I want to have a look at all the cocoa items, I can type in the word cocoa and it will find anything that's got that in its description. So in this case, there is another item that's part of a different product range, the baby rattle and the cocoa cow, which she's not a flamingo, obviously. So her item number also doesn't start with a 3-2. So we know she's not part of the Kippens range. Gift pack, and starting with a 4-8 is an item number that we've created of our own accord. So I'm just looking for products that are just within the Kippen range, and so I can look for one that starts with a 3-2, and you'll see there's the organic comforter, the muslin that matches, and the little kiplet rattle. So again, I'm going back to the first product, and we're going to look at this item as an example. So in this description field, you'll see this box here is the most important for being able to find products, obviously. So if this description is not different for every product, it's obviously going to get really confusing when you type in something like cocoa and it comes up with a whole lot of items that all have the same description. You're not going to know which is the relevant one. So in this field, we try to be consistent with the description, and the formula usually is the basic description of the product. If the what have I done then? If the brand is important in that particular section, then we might say, in this case, it has Kippen as part of the description. So I don't need to say Kippens Cocoa Comforter. I say Cocoa Kippen Organic Comforter, and then at the end I put hyphen, and it would either be the colour or the design. If it's a blanket, we may also put the size, in which case we might say it's 100 centimetres by 100 centimetres. In this case, it's not, so that's no longer relevant. So I'm going to delete that section for that. I'm going to say Cocoa Kippen Organic Comforter in Flamingo design. And I could say here, I could say pink if I wanted to, but in this particular instance, most people will know that the flamingo, they'll relate it to the image. So we then have manufacturer. It's really important that we keep the typing of the manufacturer or the brand information that's going in this field. It's really important this is consistent. because if it's typed slightly differently or spelt slightly differently, has a gap before, after, has a plural, anything like that, then it will treat it as a whole new manufacturer or brand, and the brand will end up appearing twice on the website, which can be really confusing and looks really messy and nasty. So just something to be mindful of. Then we have the publish date. We can say whether the product's published now or not. If we're loading a product in advance, then we can say yes, but it's going to be from a particular start date, which is particularly relevant when we're loading new items in advance of their arrival. And then we can also say an end date if the product is seasonal or it's no longer relevant because we have no further stock or it's discontinued. So any changes made to this field, we need to say update for it to save them. Otherwise, all changes are lost as soon as you make some other change or update any other field here. We go to the categories, and this is really as simple as a checkbox. So we pick whichever boxes we want the product to appear in on the website categories. So this would be how somebody will find the product logically, if it's part of bedtime or if it's part of bath time. Obviously, the categories are different for each site. So you'll see in LOT, the structure is slightly different. And when we come to our new site of LBA, which is about to be transitioned over from LBB to LBA, or appear, and it will just be LBA, and the structure will be slightly different for the categories as well. So once that's all been done, there's no updates or anything required to push that through at this point. It's just a matter of saving it within each of those categories, and it will be saved. Then we go across here to attributes. Attributes are important for two reasons. The general list of attributes relates to the search criteria for the product, and we can see that on the website when we go through and do with the product filter. It starts to whittle down items that we've given, and all of these search features are relevant for that. So whether it's got a particular color or the gender, composition in terms of the materials the product's made of, any of those sorts of details that we have listed here are the things that someone will search by. So you can see if we don't have anything here in these attributes, then when these items are searched for in this manner, the product simply won't appear. Now this is it's a dynamic, so as you change these search filters here, the product eliminates below. So the more information we can have in this attribute area, then the better the search facility will be for people, because if it's not there, it simply won't show. The other aspect for attributes, and the most important part here, is the variant type. So for each product, we have to decide what's the variant going to be, and this impacts the product when it comes here for sale. So if I look at this item, 45011, these are some Billy Loves Audrey tights, and they come in 4 different sizes, but we don't have all the sizes left now, so we've unpublished a couple of the sizes. So if I go to this product, which is 45011, 45011. You'll see we've selected the size as being the variant because there's no alternative in terms of colour, and you can tell from the description that we've got we in heights, and it doesn't say blue, pink, orange, black, purple. It doesn't have any alternative other than this particular design. So the only variable for this item is the sizing. So on this item, you'll see below, it's got all 3 sizes, but because this product here in the middle, size 3 to 4, has run out of stock and it's sold out, and we're not getting any more, we've unpublished this box. So this box has been unpicked. So the impact of this on the website is that that doesn't appear as an option for somebody to purchase any longer. So that is the relevance of having the variant type. So this way we can say if we've got a large volume of one particular size, we can have that there. If the price varies by size, which in this case is not relevant, but some products may have a differing price dependent on the size, then we can also differentiate that. We also have this field here. So any changes, that get made to this, we need to click product, update product variant, and it will update all of that product information. Here to the right, you can enter a product number for any related items. You need to know what the item number is for this. It doesn't have the same search facility or searching by description and things like it does up here for the main product. But generally, you will know what those items are based on the other products around it that are being loaded at the time. Or we may have some alternative agenda that we're following, that we're trying to load products. So, you just enter the item number. In this case, we might say, I don't know whether this is even relevant, but we'll just show how it works. So we've got the swan bag. So the swan bag's not really relevant for that, so I'll remove it now, and that way it won't show. And this is where you see related products here below the item. This particular item doesn't have a long description. This is the short description, the product description, and then this is the long product description that you would see here. And an item that does have a long product description would be a kippen. So if I go to 32001, which was one of our kippen blankets. No, it wasn't. What was it? 32101. The kippen comforter. You'll see here the long description that appears here. This is really important for a couple of reasons. Obviously, the buyer wants as much information as possible about the product. They want to know as much as they can about what they're buying. And in addition to that, it also helps with our search and SEO capabilities. So we want to have as much information as we can in this field that's relevant with some key terms, key search terms, as well as any details that the customer would be wanting to know. And in particular, this product is got certified, and we want to make sure that that's really highlighted so that when people are searching for it, that's one of the things that comes up. As you can see, there's only one variant for this item because it doesn't come in any other colour or size. It's Billy Kippen, and he only comes in that size and that design and at that price. Unlike our stockings here, which have the couple of variants. So then we come back up and you'll see here that we've got product images for that item. If there are none, then obviously you'll see that they don't appear, but you can see that all the images are here, plus the feature shots, which show the varying images of that product, which is here. So if somebody wants to see something, more of a close-up, they can see that. To get the product long description, we actually go back over to this main box here, and we go into Edit Long Description. Under Edit Long Description, we can type whatever we need to. And I will go through the formatting details of this on a separate broadcast, but in this case, we would say, just to give you an example of how it works, we would say Lemon Blossom Australia. Proud to be an Australian stockist of Billy Loves Audrey. we would go on and say more about the product. Now, I don't have that information directly in front of me, but in this case, I'm just going to say save long description so that you can see how it works. And this should really say close, but I've saved it now, so I can say cancel, and I say update. Whatever changes we make here or below here, we need to say update product variants. We need to say update in this box, and then it saves it to the database. Now, just to remember, this is our database which operates outside of all our website platforms, so it doesn't matter what website we're headed to, this information can be fed to any of them, and it doesn't matter what platform our website is on, this information can be fed into any website. So we now have to say update web shop, which then pushes the information from our database into the web shop. There's a lot of information that gets processed when we push this button. It basically sends the entire database. So we don't want to do it any more often than we need to, because if we're limited with data. So it says here we're looking for this green box across the top that says success, the web shop database has been updated. And now if I go to the website, if I update this page, you'll see the description that I put in. Lemon Blossom Australia are proud to be an Australian stock Billy loves Audrey. That's been updated and it's there. So I think that gives you a pretty good overview of what we've got going on at the moment. And I will come back to you with a little bit more information on what we need to be focusing on for for updating this. And if we can, I'd love to I'll go through any of your questions. If there's images that are missing as you find them, just note the item number and the if we have stock of it, for starters, check that. And then also checking whether we've got a manufacturer's number or a supplier's reference number. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So we've got a few priorities to work through. I'll give you separate information relating to that in due course. Otherwise, I hope this has been helpful. Speak to you soon. Bye.